So, you're walking through the streets of Rome, taking in the ancient ruins, snapping pictures, and suddenly you need to pee. Now what? Where do you go? And how do you actually find a bathroom in Italy? Let me tell you, I have been in these situations more times than I can count. So that's why in today's video, I'm going to be sharing everything that you need to know, how to find bathrooms, what to expect, and a few tips that will save you from those awkward moments.
Stay tuned.
Hi everyone, I'm Rick.
And I'm Andrea, and we live in Italy. We travel around the countries all the time, and for this reason, we like to share our knowledge with you so you too can have the perfect Italian experience. Rick, you're an expert about finding bathroom in Italy. You care to begin?
Sure. So if you're like me with the world's smallest bladder, finding a bathroom when you need it is going to be top of mind when visiting Italy. So let's start with the most important topic. How do you find a bathroom in Italy? Well, if you're visiting a major city like Rome, Florence, Venice, or even Milan, or smaller towns with a lot of tourists, you will find public toilets around. You're going to have to follow the signs that usually say WC, Bagno Pubblico, or plural, Bagni Pubblici. Now, most of these public bathrooms will not be free. For this reason, we'll strongly recommend you to carry some small change with you. That's 50 cents, €1 with you at all times. Because most of these bathrooms require cash in coins.
Even worse, sometimes they will require an exact amount and they will not give you change.
Yeah.
But that's not the norm.
No. Good news is that in our last visit to Rome, we saw that most public bathrooms now accept credit cards, and you can even tap using your phone. How cool is that?
Excellent.
Now, public bathrooms are not always easy to find, but believe it or not, there are now apps that you can download to help you with maps of all the public bathrooms in Italian cities. And of course, we'll leave a link in the description for one of them. But what happens if you're in a small town or you're not able to find a public toilet?
Well, if you're in a small town or you're not close to a public bathroom, your best alternative is to use the bathroom in a coffee shop. Now, there are a few things to know if you want to do this. First, most places' bathrooms are reserved to patrons only, so in order to use the toilet, you will have to buy something. You can buy a coffee, a bottle of water, or even a pack of gums. Of course, I always wonder about buying water because I just need to pee again after 20 minutes or so. So buy the water, but don't drink it.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, the second thing to know is that not every coffee shop has a bathroom.
That's true.
If the venue is very small, it might not have one. So try to find a bigger place or ask the barista first if the place has a bathroom before you ordering a bottle of water. Third, in some coffee shop, bathrooms might be small or might have some stairs to climb to go up or down. And if you have a mobility issue, this might be a problem.
That's a good point.
Absolutely. Also, most coffee shops, especially in small ones, only have one bathroom that works for men and women at the same time. So, but it might be a line sometimes. Now, you might ask, what about McDonald's? Can't I go to the washroom there? I used to always use McDonald's back home in the US.
Uh, uh, uh.
No. The answer is probably not. In order to use the bathroom in most of the fast food restaurants in Italy, you will need to use a code to unlock the keypad. And the code is on the receipt of your order, so you have to buy something in order to use the bathroom. Also, bathrooms in hotel lobbies are for hotel guests only, and usually it is not possible to use them if you're not staying at the hotel.
Yeah, of course, you could do what I do and act like you belong and just walk in with conviction, but who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so let's move on to another topic about finding bathrooms in Italy, and that's using how to use the bathrooms while traveling. Now, if you're traveling by train in Italy, you will be able to find bathrooms at every train station. The bathrooms at the station are usually not free, but most of them take credit cards and you'll be able to tap your phone in order to use them. Now, while you're on the train, you'll always have a bathroom that's usually located by the coach's entrance. And bathrooms on the trains are usually clean. Actually,
Decently clean.
yeah, actually, I use them just before getting off the train. That way I'm good for at least 7 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, if you're traveling by car or by bus on highways, there are rest stops about every 20 or 30 kilometers with gas stations, coffee shops, and most of the time, restaurants and bathrooms. And those bathrooms are usually free and you don't have to pay. However, sometimes you will see a janitor outside the bathroom with a little tip jar. Now, tipping is not required, but if you do feel that the bathroom was particularly clean, you can leave them 50 cents or €1. Totally up to you.
Okay, moving on to our next topic about bathroom in Italy, and we talk about going to the bathroom in attractions.
Mhm.
Bathrooms are always available at museums, archaeological sites, or any other attractions in Italy. Now, they might not be very easy to find, but they will also be available. For example, in Pompeii, the bathrooms are by the main entrances. Also, department stores and shopping malls have nice clean bathrooms for you to use, and they are usually 100% free.
Yeah. Actually, if I'm in Milan or Rome, my favorite shopping mall or shopping store is Rinascente. Actually, they're a pretty famous department store, and I always use their bathrooms on the top floor, right? I mean, like, why not?
Absolutely, is there.
All right, so now let's talk about what to expect. Now, you may have heard some horror stories of squat toilets in Italy or toilet bowls that don't have toilet seats. Yes, we do have to admit that they exist, but fortunately, they're becoming more and more rare. These days, squat toilets, also known as alla turca or Turkish style, are becoming very rare. And most toilet bowls today, thankfully, have toilet seats. Now, if you use public toilets, they're usually quite clean, especially if they're paid. And if you use a bathroom at the coffee shop, at a restaurant, or gelateria, those can be a little bit more messy, especially in the busier areas, because they may only be cleaned once or twice a day. Now, when it's time to flush the toilet, you might notice that there are two buttons. One small one, and that's for a number one, and a bigger one for a number two. However,
Mhm.
most of the time, this small button probably doesn't work, so you just have to use the big one. Not a big deal. Now, a very important thing is that if you happen to see a little cord next to the toilet bowl, don't pull it. That is the emergency alarm. And last, at some bathrooms, especially the handicapped ones, they'll have a big button, not by the toilet to flush the toilet, it'll be on the wall. And that's what you'll need to press to flush the toilet.
Nowadays, most bathrooms have the standard icon for men and women. But if you are going to a very old place, you might still see sign that says uomini for men and donne for women. Again, this is becoming very less of a common, but it still exists. Lastly, please consider that especially in older buildings in Italy, pipes are quite old, so please do not flush anything down the toilet other than toilet paper to avoid clogging them and being in a very bad situation. Well, folks, this is what we have for you today. We hope you have learned something that will make your holiday in Italy even better. If you did enjoy the video, please consider subscribing and like the video. This means a lot to us and will help the channel to grow and to come up with more videos for you.
Mhm.
Also, why not share this video on social media? Maybe some of your friends are traveling to Italy and will be happy to see this video on your social media.
Exactly. And they may be able to find a bathroom themselves.
Absolutely.
In the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in our next video. Ciao.
Ciao.